Next question. A Limited acquires T Limited. On the date of acquisition, position of both the companies were as under. So earning is provided 5 and 3. Price earning ratio is given 20 and 10. Market value is 100 lakhs and 30 lakhs. Number of shares 25,000, 40,000. Market price per share is 475. Earning per share is 20 and 7.5. The first question is calculate earning per share of the merged firm. Second, earning per share attributable to the shareholders of each firm. And third, profit or loss to the shareholders of each firm, considering that there is increase in the earning by 20% due to merger. So this time it has been given that so the earning increases by 20% due to merger. Exchange ratios have been provided to us: 0.1250, 0.2841, 0.3350, 5750, and 8750. These are the exchange ratios which they have provided. Everybody please go through the question. This time friends, the information is given to us that there is an increase in the earning due to merger by 20%. So first of all, we'll make the calculation of earning after taxes of the merged firm. Please write down answer along with me. Working note number 1. Calculation of earning after taxes of the merged firm. So it is earning after taxes of A plus earning after taxes of T plus increase in the earning. So it is 5 lakhs plus 3 lakhs. 5 lakhs plus 3 lakhs, that is 8 lakhs. It will increase at the rate of 20%. So this is 8 lakhs plus 8 lakhs into 20%. That comes to 1,60,000. So the total earning will be an amount of 9,60,000. This is the first working that we understand. Now we have been provided with the 5 exchange ratios. For each of the exchange ratio, we have to compute EPS. We have to compute the EPS attributable to the shareholders of each firm. We have to make the computation of the profit or loss to the shareholders of each firm for each exchange ratio. So I request you to write down answer along with me. Calculation of EPS of merged firm, comma, EPS attributable to shareholders of each firm and profit or loss to shareholders of each firm. This is what we are required to calculate. Column number 1 will be exchange ratio. Column number 2 will be number of shares of the merged firm. It will be calculated as number of shares of A plus number of shares of T into exchange ratio. Acquiring company number of shares are 25,000. Target company number of shares are 40,000 into exchange ratio. Next will be earning per share or the merged firm. It will be calculated as earning after taxes of the merged firm divided by number of shares of the merged firm. We already have calculated earning after taxes of the merged firm is 9,60,000. So 9,60,000 divided by number of shares of the merged firm. Then we will work out the answer for A Limited and T Limited. For A and T, we'll make the calculation that say what is the EPS attributable to each of them post merger. It will be compared with the pre-merger to find the profit or loss. For the T company, similarly, we'll make the calculation of the post merger. It will be compared with the pre-merger to find the profit or loss. This is the way we are required to make the calculation of the answer for each of the exchange ratio. Now, in case of exchange ratio 0.125, what will happen? Let us see. The number of shares will be 25,000 plus 40,000 into 0.1250. So it is 5,000 plus 25,000. So the number of shares of the merged firm would be 30,000. EPS of the merged firm, that is earning after taxes of the merged firm, 9,60,000 divided by 30,000. So 9,60,000 divided by 30,000. That comes to 32 rupees per share. Post merger, what is the EPS attributable to A? It is 32 itself. Pre-merger it was 20. So it rises to 32 from 20. So it increases by 12. And for the target company, the exchange ratio is 0.125. So 32 into 0.125, that is EPS attributable to it. It is 4 rupees. Pre-merger it was 7 rupees 50 paise. So 4 minus 7.5. So the earning per share attributable to it has fallen down by 3 rupee 50 paise. This is the way, so we are required to make the calculation of the answer in case of exchange ratio 0.125. Try to do remaining answers on your own, then I will do working for you. Next, when exchange ratio is 0.2841, then in that case, number of shares will be again 25,000 for acquiring company plus number of shares of the target company into exchange ratio. So 40,000 into 0.2841, so 11,364 plus 25,000, 36,364. 25,000 plus 40,000 into 0.335. So 40,000 into 0.335. So it is 13,400 plus 25,000. That comes to 38,400. Again 40,000 into 0.575. 23,000 plus 25,000. That comes to 48,000. In the last case, it is 25,000 once again plus 40,000 into exchange ratio. So the final answer is 35,000 plus 25,000. That comes to 60,000. So this is the way we have the number of shares of the merged firm. EPS, it is earning after taxes divided by number of shares. That comes to 9,60,000 divided by 36364. Next is 9,60,000 divided by 38,400. Again 9,60,000 divided by 48,000. Next is 9,60,000 divided by 60,000. This is the way we can compute the EPS. So 9,60,000 divided by 36364. That comes to 26 rupees and 40 paise. 9,60,000 divided by 38,400. That comes to 25 rupees. 9,60,000 divided by 48,000. That comes to 20 rupees. 9,60,000 upon 60,000. That comes to 16 rupees. Whatever is the EPS of the merged firm, itself is EPS attributable to shareholders of acquiring company. That is 26.4 itself, 25 rupees itself, 20 and 16. So EPS attributable to A Limited in the merged firm minus EPS of A before merger. That is 26.4 minus 20, that is 6 rupees 40 paise. 25 minus 20, that comes to 5. 20 minus 20, that is 0. 16 minus 20, that is negative 4. This is the way we can make the computation of the profit or loss to shareholders of each firm for the different exchange ratio. Now for the target company, it will be EPS of the merged firm 26.4 into exchange ratio, that is 0.2841. Next, it is 25 into 0.3350. Then it is 20 into 0.5750. Then it is 16 into 0.8750. This is the way we have the EPS attributable to T in the merged firm. So the answer will be found as 7 rupees 50 paise. 8 rupee 375 paise. 11 rupee 50 paise. Then it comes to 14 rupees. So 7 rupee 50 paise minus 7 rupee 50 paise, so it is 0. Then 8.375 minus 7.5, that is a profit of 0.875. 11 rupee 50 paise minus 7.5, that comes to profit of rupees 4. 14 minus 7.5, that comes to profit of 6 rupee 50 paise. So basically what will happen, so for the different exchange ratio, we are required to make the computation of the profit or loss like this for A Limited as well as for T Limited. Now the question is over. However, still we have some discussion over here. I have a question to all of you. I request you to write your answer in the chat box. What is minimum required exchange ratio by T Limited? That is my question. My question is that, what is the minimum required exchange ratio by T Limited so that EPS attributable to it is not falling after merger? Answer for this is very simple. It is 0.2841. We can see that, say, when exchange ratio is 0.2841, at that point of time, the target company will have no profit, no loss situation. This is what we understand. Now, my next question to all of you is, what is maximum affordable exchange ratio to A Limited? Write your answer in the chat box, please. The answer of this question is 0.575. Now, can we calculate these two answers by the shortcut form, that is formula? Please write the reason, that say whether we can apply or not the shortcut formula. For the purpose of doing either of the answer, we cannot have the application of the shortcut formula. Why? Because we understand that say for the purpose of applying the shortcut formula, there is a condition. The condition is that say one, break-even exchange ratio, that is fulfilled. However, the second condition is that say there should not be any increase in the earning due to merger. Since the second condition is not satisfied, we cannot apply the shortcut formula for the purpose of doing answer. This is what we understand. I request all of you to pay attention. Let me explain to you. See, we already have discussed that say from target company point of view, the minimum required exchange ratio so that the EPS attributable to it is not diluted post merger is 0.2841. We understand that say if at all we do not have this calculation with us, suppose, then in that case you are required to apply the formula like this. EPS attributable to T is EPS of the merged firm into exchange ratio. EPS of the merged firm is 8 lakhs plus 1,60,000 divided by number of shares of A Limited 25,000 plus number of shares of T is 40,000 into exchange ratio whole into exchange ratio. This is the way you are supposed to make the calculation of answer. But since we already have it, so we are not doing all this working. We understand further like this. Listen me carefully. When exchange ratio is 0.2841, acquiring company has a profit of 6 rupees 40 paise. Why acquiring company has a profit of 6 rupees 40 paise? Because there is an increase in the earning due to merger. What is the number of shares of A Limited? We understand that so the number of shares of A Limited is 25,000. So 25,000 into 6 rupee 40 paise. So that comes to 1,60,000. So 1,60,000 is the increase in the earning, and that increase goes to the acquiring company. So acquiring company is able to generate the increase in the earning per share due to merger if target company has the exchange ratio just to make sure that it was same as before merger. The next one is 0.5750. 0.5750 is the exchange ratio at which acquiring company is at break-even point, and there is a profit to the target company. What is profit to the target company? It is 4 rupees per share. So we understand that over here for the target company there is a profit of rupees 4. 4 rupees per share into how many shares? 40,000. Because the target company has 40,000 shares. So the entire increase in the earning is transferred to the shareholders of the target company. So its earning increases by rupees 4 per share. That is what we understand. So if at all we have been asked with the question that say what is the maximum affordable exchange ratio to A Limited, then again we cannot apply the shortcut formula. We have to go with the long formula like this. EPS attributable to A is EPS of the merged firm itself. EPS of the merged firm is what? 8 lakhs plus 1,60,000 divided by 25,000 plus 40,000 into exchange ratio and this answer should be 20 rupees. Accordingly, we can make the calculation of the answer. And of course, we will get the answer 0.5750. Dear students, we understand that 0.2841 is break-even exchange ratio from the target company point of view. 0.5750 is the break-even exchange ratio from acquiring company point of view. So any exchange ratio which is falling between these two, will result into profit to the shareholders of both the companies. You can see that, say, we have got the exchange ratio 3350. In that case, the acquiring company has a profit of rupees 5 and target company has a profit of rupees 0.875. So we understand that, say, over here, acquiring company and target company, profit is 5 and 0.875. Okay, what is the number of shares? Number of shares of acquiring company are 25,000 and for the target company it is 40,000. Multiply with the 5, multiply with 0.875. This is the way we can calculate. So 25,000 into 5, 1,25,000, and 40,000 into 0.875, that comes to 35,000. So 125 plus 35, that comes to 1,60,000. What happens, friends? We understand, so the total increase of 1,60,000 is distributed between both the companies in this proportion. This is the way we can have a cross verification. This is the way we can have a reconciliation. So any exchange ratio which is falling between 0.2841 and 0.575 will give profit to shareholders of both the companies. If acquiring company has higher negotiation power, then exchange ratio will be near to 0.2841, and if target company has more negotiation power, then in that case the exchange ratio will be near to 0.575. In this type of situation, so the exchange ratios will never be, say, outside this limits, because in that case, say, neither of the company will agree. That is the reason. So it will always be in between both of them. This is what, say, we have a kind of situation, and it depends upon the negotiation power that, say, the one of the two company has, so the exchange ratio will be settled. Over here, of course, theoretically we are having, say, exchange ratio 0.1250, which is less than, say, what the target company requires minimum. Target company requires minimum exchange ratio 0.2841. However, if at all the exchange ratio is 0.1250, then target company will have a loss of 3 rupee 50 paise. So we understand that, say, target company has a loss of 3 rupee 50 paise, multiplying with number of shares of the target company are 40,000. So basically the target company is incurring a loss of 1,40,000. There is an increase in the earning due to merger by 1,60,000. So there is a total increase that we have in an amount of rupees 3 lakhs. Okay. As far as the acquiring company is concerned, for the acquiring company the number of shares are 25,000. So this 3 lakh rupees of the earning increase attributable to A Ltd. A certain portion sacrificed by T, and there is an increase in the earning by 1,60,000. So this 3 lakh rupees of the increase divided by 25,000. So profit per share is rupees 12. This is what we understand. Okay. The last situation, which is again more theoretical, the exchange ratio which is more than what A Ltd can afford, 0.8750. In that case, it is 4 rupees per share. So we have A Limited 4 rupees per share sacrificing, and number of shares are 25,000. So it is an amount of rupees 1 lakh. 1,60,000 is from the market. 2,60,000 is the total increase attributable to T. Number of shares of T are 40,000. So 2,60,000 divided by 40,000. That comes to 6 rupee 50 paise per share. This is the way, so this 6 rupee 50 paise can be reconciled. That's this is the increase attributable to T Limited if exchange ratio is 0.875. Write down a note for the answer. First point, in case there is no increase in earning due to merger, comma, in that case there will be one of the following three situations. Full stop. It is acquiring company and target company and exchange ratio. Exchange ratio is equal to break even. Exchange ratio is less than break even. And exchange ratio is greater than break even. If at all the exchange ratio is equal to the break even, then in that case, there will be no profit, no loss in both the situations. If it is less than the break even, then in that case, what will happen? That acquiring company will have a profit and the target company will have a loss. If it is greater than break even, acquiring company will have a profit, target company will have a profit and acquiring company will have a loss. This is what we understand. Second, if there is an increase in earning due to merger, comma, in that case, minimum required exchange ratio by target company will be less than maximum affordable exchange ratio to acquiring company. Third point, in case exchange ratio is in between two break-even points, comma, in that case there will be a profit to shareholders of both the companies, full stop. It will be as per decided exchange ratio, full stop. If exchange ratio is lower, comma, A Limited will have more gain and vice versa. Fourth point, we will have one of the situation as under A Limited, T Limited. Exchange ratio break even for target company. Then in that case, for target company, no profit, no loss, and acquiring company will have profit. Less than break even for target company. So there is a profit over here and there is a loss over here. Break even for acquiring company. In that case, A Limited will have no profit, no loss, and T Limited will have a profit greater than break even for acquiring company. Then in that case, target company will have a profit and acquiring company will have a loss. And in between break even of target and acquiring company. In that case, both of them will have profit. So we will be having one of the five situations. And of course, most of the time it will be the situation number 3.